Good morning, children. How are you all? Hope you all are fine. Children, today we will start the new chapter in physics, that is motion in one dimension. I hope that you all know about what is rest and motion. What is rest? Whenever an object is not changing its position with respect to the surroundings, we say it is at rest. And when it is in motion, when a body is continuously changing its position with respect to its surrounding, it is known as the body is in motion. Now in this chapter we will deal with the motion which is in only in one dimension. That means it is moving in a straight line. Okay, only in one dimension. So first of all, the first topic we are going to understand in this chapter is scalar and vector quantities. Before understanding scalar and vector quantities, children, it is very important to understand what are the physical quantities. What are the physical quantities? The quantities which can be measured are called physical quantity. Any quantity, if you are able to measure it, it is known as a physical quantity. Now the physical quantities are broadly categorized into two types of quantities. What they are? Scalar quantities, or they are known as scalars, or vector quantities, or they are known as vectors. Now what is the main difference between why we have categorized the quantities into scalars and vectors? Actually, what are scalars? These are the physical quantities which are expressed only okay, only by their magnitude. That means they do not require any direction. Only with their magnitude they are well expressed. For example, if we say that the mass of a body is 5 kg, it has a complete meaning, because and we are completely expressing the mass of the body. It does not require any direction. If the mass of the body is 5 kg, it is enough giving information to us. So to represent a scalar quantity, we need the following only two parameters to express a scalar quantity. What it is? First of all, unit in which the quantity is being measured, that is, for example, here a mass we are representing in which unit? Kilograms, and the numerical value of the measured quantity. Okay, so for representing a scalar quantity, we require only two things. What is that? First is unit and another is the numerical value. Now there are many examples of scalars. For example, mass, length, time, distance, density, volume, speed, temperature, potential, work, energy, power, pressure. All these are examples of scalars. Okay. Now what are vector quantities or vectors? These physical quantities require the magnitude as well as the direction to express them. That means not only the magnitude, along with the magnitude, direction is also there, should be there to express them completely. Then only their meaning is complete. For example, if we say that displace a particle from a point by 5 meter. If you want to displace a particle from a point by 5 meter, you will ask in which direction. The first question that will arise in our mind will be in which direction we have to displace. So obviously by saying that the displacement is 5 meter, its meaning is incomplete. But if we say that displace the particle from the given point by 5 meter towards east or any other direction, you say, it has a complete meaning. Thus to express vectors, three parameters are required. What they are? Unit, that means meter in this example, direction, that is in east direction, and the numerical value, which is 5. Okay, so for scalar no direction is required, whereas in vector quantities what is required? Direction is very, very important. Now there are many examples of vector quantities. What they are? Displacement, velocity, acceleration, momentum, force, moment of a force, impulse, weight, electric field, magnetic field. All are the examples